All right, we are live, or at least we should be. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is a test. Testing my mic quality to see how I sound mic wise. So, if anyone is in the chat, let me know how that sounds. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. How is everything sounding, chat? I don't think we even have anyone yet. Shame we don't, because kind of hard to check the mic quality if no one is there. I'll check it myself though, just to make sure we're good though. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sitting here waiting like a dummy. I don't have my internet on this phone on. Let me turn that on real quick. I'm gonna wait till we get at least someone in chat before I really kick off this stream. A bit of a slow night. Maybe I shouldn't have picked a Saturday. I don't know. I thought a Saturday would be a better day than Friday anyway. That and I just wasn't feeling it for Friday. I don't know. But I just checked my phone and it seems like my volume is good. So it seems like I'm set on that front. So if anyone is in chat, I should be able to be heard. I just don't think anyone is in there yet. But yeah, I guess I can wait a few moments for someone to show up in chat. Well, let me refresh. I might not even be seeing anything because I didn't even refresh. But yeah, chat is pretty empty right now. It says we have some people there, but no one's typing in chat, so I'm assuming this is going to be a bit of an empty stream for right now. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes, and if no one shows up, I guess I'll just have to start the game and I'll just do some self-commentary, which is always fun because I clearly am good at talking. Oh man, but I guess to do an intro for those not watching the stream live. Hey everyone, it's Nux, and tonight I decided that I'm going to be streaming Super Mario RPG. And the obvious reason for that is because obviously I've just been motivated to play the game again because we're getting a remake, and I still can't process the fact that that remake is real, bro. I still cannot process the fact it's real because for ages, like it felt like such an impossible dream. Like it was getting so bad to where I didn't even know if this game was going to come to NSO or anything like that. But it seems like now it's actually here. The Geno, Mallow, and various other characters that are from this game are going to be coming back in an HD remake, and it's really crazy to process. Like I never in a million years thought it would happen, but it happened. So to celebrate that, we're going to be playing my RPG. I figure I play some of the games, show it off for those that might be interested in playing. Uh, Obviously, since I'm playing the game as is, it'll be a bit of a spoiler for those who want to go into the remake blind. Like if you want to go into the remake blind and have that be your first experience, then this probably wouldn't be the best stream to watch because I'll be playing the original game, and it'll have. But here's the thing. Obviously, if I just play the original game as is, maybe that might be a bit boring or something, but To spice it up, I've had a little of a change to the game. And not necessarily in that I myself added it, but today we'll be playing a hack by 𝗀𝘂𝘀𝗵, which is called Super Mario RPG Luigi Edition. And as the name implies, obviously it's Mario RPG, but just with Luigi. And there's a few other changes too, to like move sets and stuff. I don't know all of the changes because I didn't have much time to watch the actual hack video that like explains all sorts of changes. But the main changes you'll know obviously is that Luigi is the star. There'll be some moveset differences, and that's pretty much it. It's not much more complicated than that. So yeah, if no one else is going to comment, I guess I can just start the game. I was hoping we could at least get one person to drop a comment, but I'm not seeing any. Am I in the right tab? Let's see. Yeah, I'm in the right tab. Stream manager. But yeah, it's a slow night. Maybe we'll get more people as I start the game, but I'm gonna start it now, and let's get this party started. One thing I this is why it's so annoying that no one's in chat yet. Because one thing I would want to test is I want to make sure the game volume and my volume are balanced. Because I did some tests earlier with this game. I played like a bit of the game just to make sure I can obviously get this running. But I had trouble balancing like the game audio and my audio. Like for some reason the game audio like with this specific emulator is like ridiculously loud. Like it's so loud and it overpowers my voice, and I don't want that, but I don't know how it's gonna sound when in the stream version. Like because XSplit is weird to where like when you're recording, how it works differently from how you're streaming. Like that's why I don't use XSplit for like when I need to do like very solid videos. I only use it for streaming because, well, it's good for streaming, I guess. But I guess enough talk. We can go ahead and get into the game. Maybe when I start the game, that'll may pique some interest and we'll get some comments going. So I'll get it started. And I guess I'll have to test the audio myself. So let's see. Load game. Where is it? Here. Alright. So if all is well, the game should be running. Yep. Looks like all is well. But yeah, for those that haven't played, this is Mario RPG. It is a game that is basically a collaboration between Nintendo and Square-Enix. Square-Enix, obviously, or Squaresoft, as they were once known as. They're like a company that's good at making RPG stuff. And Nintendo wanted to make a Mario RPG, so they went to Square, and this game is the result of that. They created original characters for the game. And because of their heavy involvement, like it's down to the point where they straight up own the rights to some of these characters, like Geno. Like part of the reason Geno's been gone for so long is Nintendo doesn't own him. Square, has the rights to him, so like they need Square's permission if they want to use characters such as Geno. So it's part of the reason why we haven't seen him for so long, and why a lot of people didn't think that this game wouldn't even come back, but by some miracle, it actually happened, which is still crazy to me. I still can't process that. And it seems like you can still hear my voice, so the game audio seems to be decent. If I need to turn it up, though, I guess I'll turn it up if someone says it's too quiet. But for now, I don't hear any problems on my testing end. The main difference, as you can see here, is that Luigi is the star. Of course, we still have Malogino, so that's the same, and all that other stuff. But there is another character who has changed. They're coming up here in the little cutscene here. There is another character who has changed in this version of the game. No, it's not Bowser. Bowser is gonna be still the same here. But there is another character who is changed for this version of the game. They'll show up in this cutscene here. It's kind of annoying because of how late you get Peach. Well, not super late, but because you don't get Peach till a little bit later, we're not going to be able to show this specific changed character in this specific stream probably. So it'll probably have to be another stream. Dang, this intro is longer than I remember. Like, I would have thought it showed the character that I'm talking about right by now, but it's like being so slow. Like, I did not know this intro dragged for so long. There she is. So yeah, the other character who has changed is Princess Toadstool, or aka Peach, has become Daisy. And unfortunately, we're not going to see much of Daisy in this specific stream, possibly because again, it takes a moment to get Peach, aka Daisy, but we'll still have plenty to show off because we have Luigi, so that'll hopefully make things different. But anyway, while we don't have anyone in chat, I guess I'll just play the game, and if anyone shows up, I'll respond to their comments. But if otherwise, it's whatever. I'll just play the game because I want to play the game. So for this first part of the stream, let's just focus on the game, and then as we move along, I'll probably, talk about some other stuff I feel like talking about. Alright. Nice, I can put my full name here. You know what? I'll do that. I was just gonna put Nux, but I'll just put my full name there. Alright, so opening section. Now, unfortunately, as you saw, some parts are still going to be Mario because they're like hard rendered cutscenes. So they can't exactly edit those to become Luigi, I'm guessing. So some of the cutscenes are going to be weird because they're going to still be Mario, but obviously in the main gameplay, we're Luigi. But let's get this party started. So you can run with Y. X is your menu, but we don't have the menu unlocked yet. And then obviously we can jump. So let's get into some fights. This is definitely kind of weird because the controls are going to be a bit different since I'm playing with an Xbox controller, but I think I got the hang of it since, again, I tested this. I get the gist of it. Yeah. So the game starts pretty much how any Mario game does with the, oh no, the princess is captured, so we gotta go save her. So, so right off the bat, it seems pretty unremarkable, you know. Things will get real very fast. I don't even know if there's a reward for beating all the enemies. I just felt like beating all the enemies. But anyway. And I should also say now, there's like all sorts of secrets to this game. But I'm probably not going to bother like finding everything. Like I'm not going to do all the crazy stuff like the secret bosses, super jump challenge and all that stuff. I'm just going to do a basic playthrough of the game. And the main reason is obviously I don't want to make a fool of myself, you know, trying to find all that stuff and do all that stuff. But also it's just because I don't feel like it. I just want to do a casual playthrough of the game in terms of streaming it. This is where things get interesting. So we're seemingly at Bowser's throne room, I'm guessing. It's a weird looking throne, but yeah, that's where I presume where we are. And now it's showtime. So, Daisy, she has the same lines as Peach did in the original game, so nothing too crazy in terms of her being the other character. But you would think that we're gonna fight Bowser, but no, what we're actually gonna do, of course we're gonna attack the chain. That to fall. No. And there he goes. I'm getting random notifications right now. Because I didn't close something. I was wondering why I was getting that notification. Yeah, if the game pauses, it's because I'm like moving my screen. Like whenever you move your mouse off this emulator, it pauses. So any pauses are not because my computer is lagging or anything, but because I'm like moving my mouse and screen. So our boy takes a tumble. There's obviously a little more I wish we could edit because, you know, obviously the whole Luigi and Daisy dynamic, it's not exactly around Bowser per se. But I guess it makes sense to keep it Bowser since, you know, if we made it some other character, you gotta like adjust all the minions and stuff too, I imagine. And at that point, that just becomes a headache. Finally, we got a viewer. The Talene, a regular on these. Sup, Talene? Good to have you here. Hello, sorry I'm late. And L is real? Yes, you're just in time. L is indeed real because we are playing a Luigi modded version of Super Mario RPG. Like, you missed my little explanation, but to summarize it, basically, this is a fan hack of Mario RPG that makes Luigi the main character instead. But glad you could come out to the stream, my boy. How does audio sound? Let me know how that sounds. Like, is game audio too low? Is my voice too loud? Let me know all that. So Toad's checking in on us, saying, "Hey, Luigi, lots of people use something called a door to go in and out of their houses." Like, I swear, there's like a certain sarcastic and snarkiness to this game that's like not that much in some other Mario games, and it just makes this game have such a unique energy that I love. So yeah, Toad is like, oh man, where's the princess? Oh nah, she got snatched again, didn't she? Yes sir, we are back on that BS when it comes to the princess. Although this is technically not the one who usually gets kidnapped, but we know the drill with these stories. So yeah, we can save now. Begin the fun. Yeah, Super Mario RPG, I just love this game, man. Like, even though technically a game such as I don't know, Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door is better, something about this one just hits different. This game just really hits different. Here we have 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄. Like, just him alone, he does not look like he is from the Mario world, and you can just tell that this game is different. 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 says, I've actually played this game on the SNES Classic. It's good. Yeah, it was on the SNES Classic, which is why for the longest time, you know, I thought, okay, it has to come to NSO at some point. But it just didn't for like so long, and I was just absolutely confused. Like, why is it taking so long? Oh yeah, he's in the house, I think. So Luigi starts explaining what happened. And on our way. And that's another thing I like about this game. It does not waste your time. Like, you do not get like 10 million tutorials like with freaking Mario and Luigi Dream Team. You just kind of like get the basics shown to you, and then the game just keeps them moving. Uh-oh. Why'd the game stop? Don't crash, don't crash. Are you actually kidding me? Why did it crash? What the heck? That didn't happen in my test stream, so I hope that does not keep happening. That would very much suck. And I'm gonna skip through a bunch of dialogue too. So yeah, I wonder if there's a fast forward button. But I just won't mess with it because I don't want this thing to crash again. But I don't know why the game crashed like that. It did not crash before when I was testing it. And I don't have any other stuff open, so I don't know, man. I guess I'll have to save often, because if this crashes and it like eats up a bunch of my progress while I'm in the middle of stuff, I'm gonna be ticked off. Like, this did not happen to me at all while I was doing the testing phase, so that's really annoying. It's funny how I've heard 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 says, it's funny how I've heard so many of these tracks from parodies than the actual game. Yeah, a lot of these games' music is used in so much YouTube stuff, especially like memes and parodies. Like the quote-unquote sad song from this game, I cannot take it seriously, bro, because it's been used in like so many parodies or whatever. Okay, this is where we crashed, so I'm gonna save. Like, normally I don't like saving a whole bunch, but I just want to make sure it's not this specific section, and maybe I just messed something up. Goomba! I know he just did like that. Yeah. So we seem to be fine now. I don't know why it crashed before, but hopefully it doesn't crash again, because I will be really ticked off. Alright, missed the block there. Yeah, I have nothing much to say about the game. I'll probably comment more as we move along. But yeah, in terms of this game, it's pretty simple, you know, in terms of what it's all about. Like, it's in the name, Mario RPG. It's a Mario RPG. Not much more to that. So now let's get into discussing side topics. But again, 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄, let me know how the audio sounds. Before I start talking about stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get myself killed here. Kind of hard to do time hits because the game is kind of being wonky. 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 said, "It's crazy that the remake is happening and how faithful it is." Yeah, man, it's still... I was talking about that earlier, but it's still shocking to me how faithful the remake is looking. Between keeping the original designs and not replacing half of them with like generic toads. Like, it's crazy. That was easily like one of my biggest fears if they ever revisit a game like this. Same for like some of the other Mario RPGs that people really want remade, like, you know, Paper Mario 64, the Thousand Year Door. Like, a big fear with those is that they'll make them generic, just like, you know, a lot of recent Mario RPGs, minus, you know, stuff like Sparks of Hope. So I'm hoping that means, you know, Mario RPGs are gonna slowly but surely get more creative. That'd really mean a lot. Leveled up. Nice. says, also, speaking of remakes, Sega is seemingly talking about the... Okay, yeah, so Sega is talking about Sonic remakes right now, and let me talk about that. So, yeah, I just saw the quote where they said they're gonna consider remakes and reboots for the Sonic series, and you already know that has me sweating. Because I've made multiple videos about this, like... Y'all already know how my trust in modern Sonic Team and Sega is, so the idea of them revisiting old games, while it's inherently, you know, exciting sounding, because I want them to revitalize Sonic games I like, you already know I have this fear that they're gonna just be on their BS and do the dumbest stuff. 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 says, I do not trust them to remake Adventure, especially with certain team writing and the voice cast. You already know, I've been through this in past videos, but I don't trust them for that exact same reason and various others. Like, I've been telling them, like, I would love to see stuff like an Adventure remake or a revisitation of literally anything but the freaking Genesis trilogy. But they need to do it right, please. I do not want it half-baked. I don't know why that's such a big ask for some people, but man. I'm like messing up the controls a bit because I'm used to the mobile controls, because I also tested this on mobile to like see if I could casually play it. And normally battles like this I would speed up because they feel so slow, but this game, again, it just feels so smooth and buttery that, you know, just playing it in its natural state is more than fine. Alright, so here's our little quote-unquote boss battle. Mr. Hammer Bro. Yeah, we already have lightning. That's not the case in the original game, but in this version of the hack, we actually have some special abilities that aren't the case in the original game. And I don't know why that is. He probably explains it in the video, you know, how he modded this game. Like, I imagine it's probably a Mario and Luigi reference, but it's just kind of interesting here. We wanted to finish him off fast. Could do it that way. But iconic hammer. I'm glad a hammer has been like a staple thing with Mario when it comes to his RPGs. You know, Paper Mario uses a hammer. He uses a hammer in the Mario and Luigi games. Only in the Rabbids game he doesn't use the hammer because he uses a freaking laser gun there. The 𝘀𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗰 says, you know, I don't know if you have seen the video, but Ruby of Blue did a concept video for an SA remake. It honestly is the best pitch for it I've ever seen. I might have come across it. Like, I watch those types of videos, especially since I've made my own. I don't know if I've seen his specifically, but I could check some other time. One of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to like seeing videos explaining what they'd want to see in an SA remake is them saying, oh, I would totally be okay if it keeps like the modern elements that it totally should not be in an SA remake. And that just drives me crazy. But yeah, we're in town. And I find a lot of inns pointless when you can just go back to Mario's pad. Like outside, you know, obviously cases where you can't go back to it easily. Yeah, the Toad citizens here are vibing. And I'm really glad they did keep the Toad designs because there's a lot of cool, unique looking Toads here. And I'm glad that they're all being, presumably all being kept. Look at him go. Oh, I didn't even equip the hammer yet, I don't think. But yeah, I was just zooming off some of the town in this game. Now this NPC... Oh my goodness, did it really just crash again? Wow. Okay, so this might be a recurring problem. Like, if this is gonna keep recurring, this is gonna be a problem, because I can't keep playing the game if it's gonna have, like, crashes like this, which is crazy to me. Like, because when I was doing the testing for this, I didn't have many crashes. Then again, I didn't play too much, but jeez Louise, man, I hope it does not keep crashing like this, because this is just embarrassing. Let me see what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm not seeing anything like eating up my hard drive or anything. I'm seeing some random stuff, but like nothing I think is gonna... that should be ruining my freaking emulator. I'm gonna have to get another one for sure, because I can't keep doing this. I can't keep getting crashes while I'm trying to play the freaking game. But we gotta put up with this one for now, because it's literally the only one I have right now. But that is so annoying that it's crashing like that. I'm so pissed off. But anyway, this NPC, what I was trying to say earlier was this NPC right here is extra funny. Because, like, the NPC is like, hey, Luigi, like, let's get hitched. I'm like, huh? Like, that's wild, Toad Kid. But yeah, I don't think there's anyone else too remarkable. this guy, he foreshadows Mallow, obviously, because he mentions he's in town shopping. We will continue the story. The 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗺 says, also I bring Sonic Prime Part 2. And it exists, alright. Oh yeah, I gotta do that with a friend of mine. We're gonna watch Sonic Prime Season 2, and I'll probably make a review on it. I'm not looking forward to it, though. Like, I've seen clips from it, and man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It doesn't necessarily look terrible, but like, oh, I'm not looking forward to doing that. Don't tell my Sonic channel followers, though. Oh yeah, he's going ahead. Let me. Oh yeah, I think there's a secret that you have to get there, but I missed it. So this is the part where Bowser recaps what happened. That's one thing I love about this game, Mario and his little recaps. Or I guess in this case, Luigi and his recaps. And yeah, that's something I don't understand. People are going crazy on Twitter saying Shadow is the best he's been written in years in Sonic Prime Season 2. But really, he just looks about written as well as how he was in Season 1, which was freaking awful. So I'm absolutely confused. Oh, we got 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 in the chat. Sup? I was wondering why he was saying, I was wondering why he was saying I didn't have it equipped because I forgot it, like, crashed again. That's annoying, but 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 says, what up? I'm playing some Brutal Legend. That's cool. That's cool, man. Am I thinking about getting? Heck yeah, because I'm really interested in, you know, what they changed, if they're gonna add some new stuff. I'm definitely curious and checking it out, or at the very least, you know, like keeping an eye on it. Like I don't see myself getting it day one maybe, but it's definitely something I'm interested in. But here we got 𝘁𝘁𝗿𝗄 in our introduction to Mallow. And I like how this section has like has unique dialogue where everyone like, why is it raining, bruh? They should have made a sequel instead of a remake. I can understand doing a remake because, let's be honest, like not a lot of people have played this game, and especially because it's been so freaking long since the original has been available, it makes sense that they did a remake instead of a sequel. Like especially since this wasn't on NSO for the freaking longest, so no one got a chance to even play the original yet. The young frog Mallow, who doesn't look at all like a frog, joins Luigi in his quest. I love this game's dialogue. And yeah, this remake could pave the way for the sequel, which is probably, again, why they did a remake. They want to test the waters and see, you know, if it's worth continuing the trend. Well, here comes another one of my favorite lines. Why didn't you stop the guy who stole my wallet? Because I forgot my bazooka at home. Jeez, give me a break here. I love that line. The fact that he told you implies that he casually carries around a bazooka is wild. Let's see. I think I'm set mostly. Gandhi says, and I didn't know the Axum ranges were originally from this game, so I thought the SMBZ guy made them up. Yeah, if you like grew up on SMB, especially in all sorts of Newgrounds sprite stuff, like you probably were confused about all the characters that, you know, this game usually features. Trying to see it. So they're basically the evil Power Rangers parody, pretty much. It's the part where we chase old boy Croco here. However you pronounce it. Croco's a bit tough, so we gotta fight a few enemies before we fight him. Especially since Mallow isn't exactly the strongest party member here. while I'm sitting here talking, I guess now... Oh, 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 asked a question. Let me answer that before I get into my little rant, because I promised there was one thing I wanted to rant about on this stream that I promised I'd talk about, and I figured I'd do that, but let me answer 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄's question. Are you excited for Super Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars? Mario Wonder? Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with 2D Mario and if that game can, you know, redirect it to being less generic and boring. And as for Sonic Superstars, well, I made a whole community post on that and a whole stream on that. And I think everyone knows how I feel about that. But now, it's time to get to my little talk. So there's this one thing I specifically really wanted to talk about. But before I talk about 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 and the 𝘁𝘁𝗿𝗃, let me know how my audio sounds again. Like, I just want to make sure I sound all straight when it comes to that. Like, is my audio okay? Is the game audio okay? Let me know how that sounds before I get into my little talk. 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 says it's fine. Perfect. Solid. Great. I should have healed because we're going to start fighting some tougher guys, but I think we'll be alright. We're going to be alright. It's mainly just Mallow who needs a little something. But yeah, so what was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so one thing I want to quickly rant about is I want to rant about Mario Kart rosters, because if you didn't know, there's a bit of a trend right now on Twitter where everyone is talking about, you know, how they feel in terms of Mario Kart rosters. And there's this one tweet that went viral where it's a Mario roster with some less than traditional characters, you know, like RPG. And there it is. There's the crash. I knew it was coming. God dang it. So yeah, I have to get a new emulator. I don't know what's up with this one, but I have to get a new one because we can't keep doing this. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of water too. But yeah, it's so annoying because I tested this game earlier. I had no issues, but now that I need to stream, the game is constantly crashing, and that is very annoying. Excuse me. But yeah, there's no reason the game should be crashing like that, so I'm gonna download a new version of this emulator, or an entirely new one. I'll carry over the save file, and the next time we stream this, hopefully we won't have as many crashes. So I really do apologize for that. But let me get back to what I was talking about. So what I was talking about was I was about to talk about this Mario Kart roster controversy. So someone posted a Mario Kart roster where they said that they wanted it to be like this. And basically, it was a Mario Kart roster with like characters like Vivian, Mouser, and some other obscure Mario characters. Like, basically, they want a Mario Kart roster that makes more deep cuts. That's basically all they wanted. And oh my God, how far? Oh my goodness! I think we're missing the level up too. Jesus Christ, man. And we have to travel a decent ways away too to get to Krakow. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna stay in this friggin' area grind off some of these areas, enemies that are closer to the save point before we go fight Raku. Because if we get all the way over there and it crashes while I'm fighting him, I'm gonna be ticked off. Like, I just don't know what's wrong with it. Like, the emulator was working fine before, but now it's just like repeatedly crashing for no reason. Now we've leveled up again. So let me save before I have to level up a freaking again. But yeah, back to my little rant while I'm steamed. So basically, they made this Mario Kart roster that had a little more obscure Mario characters. You know, there was nothing bad about it at all. None of the characters were really that unrealistic to ask for, especially since some of the characters on that fan-made roster were in Mario Kart Tour. For example, like 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 was on there, and he's literally in Mario Kart Tour. Which I'm still kind of mad 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 got in Mario Kart Tour before some other minor Mario characters, but I guess that's fine. It's a bizarre character, but it's one that you know, has some history. Like, 𝘀𝘁𝗿𝗄 was in a mainline Mario 2 with Mario Odyssey, so him being playable makes sense. But for some reason, this tweet blew up, and a bunch of people called it like, oh, this is a 𝘀𝘁𝗶𝗰 stupid roster for people who like eat stale bread or something. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, how on earth is it a bad roster when it has some pretty decent character picks? Like, yeah, there are some cuts that I can understand being mad at. Like, that roster cut a lot of characters from it. So I can understand maybe being mad at the cuts of that roster. But in terms of like the picks and, you know, doing more with the deep cut side of Mario, there is nothing wrong with that at all. So he's gonna dash away, but again, we're gonna stay close to the save point and grind a bit, so when I do go fight him, I can breeze through it and not have to restart. Yeah, I don't see what's a problem with adding more deep cut Mario characters into a Mario Kart roster, or really any Mario roster, because putting them at more spin-offs is the way to make them more known. Like, it's so annoying when people say, you know, those characters are nobody, but if you put them in more big games like Mario Kart, they'd be more known. So I don't get why people, you know, are so against it, especially when for years I've seen people complain about the actual characters that do make it into these games, you know, like the baby characters that the game literally made up just to fill up roster space, or the metal clones, or like the variants and all the other characters, you know, who are obviously waste of space on Mario Kart rosters. So I do not see the problem with digging into more obscure Mario picks at all. Like, I feel like that's just one of those moments where it's just Twitter being Twitter. Because That website complains about everything, bruh. Everyone's favorite 𝗀𝘂𝗶𝗰. Right, like, I swear, Mario Kart fans are weird. Like, they complain about characters like 𝗀𝘂𝗶𝗰, Baby Rosalina, and even ones like Honey Queen. Like, I still can't fathom how people can get hyped for Honey Queen. Honey Queen is literally a Queen Bee character who was in a level for like 2 seconds, and then you barely see her again. And somehow she's a favorite for some people, and I'm just like, why? Like, I don't get the hype for Honey Queen. It's just baffling. Like, I don't know. If you're gonna complain about, you know, unoriginal and characters that you think are wasted slots, but yet be against actual, unique, interesting characters, then what's the point of complaining? That reminds me of Sonic fans who, you know, complain about the same stuff that I did when it comes to, like, bad Sonic storytelling, recycling of old zones and stuff like that. Like, y'all complaining about it alongside with me, but when it's actually time to, you know, point that stuff out, y'all, like, go against me. So, like, what are y'all doing? I swear I can't stand fanatics like that. Sucking at this blocking right now, so oh boy, Mallow's health is looking extra low. But yeah, that's it. That's it on my Mario Kart rant. You know, if you like characters like 𝗀𝘂𝗶𝗰, Baby Rosalina, or Honey Queen, more power to you. But I personally think, you know, actual unique characters that just feel like they had a more interesting role in history with the Mario franchise deserve those slots more, you know? Especially over characters like Baby Rosalina and 𝗀𝘂𝗶𝗰, who literally did not exist in other games. They were literally made so they can fill up Mario Kart roster spots, which is just ridiculous to me. Like, the Mario universe is so huge, so I think it's super dumb that they act like they don't have many options when they have like a whole pool of options. Like, just from mainline Mario alone, they have like options on options. Ooh, boy. Slow, so we gotta heal up. Yeah, that's it for my Mario Kart rant. Is there anything else you want to hear me ramble about besides Mario Kart roster talk? Like, Like if I felt like I could put like a roster on screen and talk about how I feel about specific characters, but that would require like going in and like editing the layout. And I don't know how that's gonna work. I feel like there we go. We're to the next level. So the next thing I need to upgrade is Mallow's HP. So I need to make a mental note of that. Like when he levels up, I need to boost his HP. But you know what? What I'll do is I'll save. Once I level up Mallow, I'm gonna save and I'm gonna try to put the roster on screen so we can talk about it. If anyone is still in the chat. I don't even know if anyone is still here, because I've just been sitting here grinding for a minute. And my dog is getting upset by it too. I feel that, buddy. Try and fight some of the enemies over here. There we go. Mallow's leveled up. Nice. So I'm gonna head on over here. And we'll come back and fight Krako in a second. But I'm gonna heal, or whenever these guys want to let me leave. I'm gonna heal, and I'm gonna try to put this roster on screen so we could talk about it. Oh, of course it crashes. Of course it crashes as I'm about to like head out and save. Gosh dang it. Did I at least get the level up before it crashed? Let me look. Jesus Christ. So yeah, we might have to stop the stream because I can't keep doing this. Like, this is ridiculous. It should not be crashing this much. Let's see. Gosh dang it, didn't get the level up. So I have to do it again. Frick. Alright. I'll just try and do it in this area. And then I'll call it, and then I'll pull up the roster and we'll talk more about that. There we go. Level up wasn't far anyway, so we're good. Alright, save. And I don't know. I guess I'll try and beat 𝘀𝘀𝗶𝗰 maybe. But I don't know. The game might freaking crash while we're fighting him and I'll have to do it again. And at that point, there'll be no point of it. But whatever. I'll close the game. So, instead, what I'll try to do is I'll pull up the roster and we'll talk about that. So is anyone still in the chat? Can I get a reply in the chat? If anyone is still here. Because if not, I might just end the stream early. Because there's no point in doing it if like no one's here, the emulator is crashing. Like it would be really annoying. Like if like the stream is gonna keep going that bad. Alright, roster downloaded. The 𝘀𝘁𝗍 is here. Okay, good, good. That's great. Thank you. You're a real one, the 𝘀𝘁𝗍. I appreciate it. But alright. Let me see if I can get this roster on screen. So I'm going to put it here. And where do I want this? Yeah, I'll put it there. Okay. So is the roster visible on screen right now? Let me know in the chat. Like just say whether or not the roster is visible on screen. Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay. So the roster is visible on screen. Okay, perfect. So let's break this down. Let's break down this roster and see, is it as quote unquote a problem as Twitter was making it out to be. So obviously we have the mainstays, you know, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, and Rosalina. Then we have Pauline, who is not a problem because she's in Tor. Luma, yeah, I guess Luma has been a separate character in some games like Mario Tennis Aces. Luma is not exactly a character I would prioritize, but I would be okay with Luma, especially since it's separate from Rosalina. And you could also have like different colors with Luma too, and it would be a lightweight character that would replace those dumb baby characters. So I would be more than fine with Luma. Then we have Birdo, who again is a main Mario Kart mainstay, so she's not a problem. We got Yoshi, Toad, Koopa, Shy Guy, 𝘀𝘀𝗶𝗰 in Mario Kart Tour, so no problems. Like he is not some big ask. He is literally a Mario Kart Tour, and getting him in a mainline Mario Kart would not be a problem. We have Toadette, King Boo, Petey Piranha, and we get the first row with like characters that are weird and outside the Mario norm. So this is the start of the characters that were kind of triggering people on Twitter. So first we have King Wart, and I think he's one of the first characters that were kind of triggering people because like not many people know King Wart, but like he's from a pretty significant Mario game. Like Mario 2 is a pretty significant game because this is the game that gave us characters like the Shy Guys, like Birdo, like Bob-ombs and stuff. So if we have Birdo and Shy Guy on this roster, would it really be that bad to have a character like Wart or even Mouser on the roster? Like, would it really be this big problem, you know? Like, I don't get why that apparently would be a problem for some people. Like, obviously he hasn't been relevant in a while, but why does that matter? Like, if relevancy was a requirement for Nintendo rosters, then a lot of characters on Smash Ultimate's roster would be cut, bruh. Alright, who else? The Kong. So this is another one that I'm confused that some people were mad at. Like, why on earth are you mad at the idea of getting more Kongs? Because one of the problems with this roster is we don't have many unique characters, and the Kongs are all very unique and distinct characters. Like, we have Diddy, Dixie, she's in Tor, so that's not a big ass. Cranky would be cool because he was in the Mario Kart scene in the Mario movie, and I think it's weird he's not in the Mario Kart by now because of that. Like he literally had like a big role in the Mario Kart scene, and yet he's not in a single Mario Kart game. That's like weird to me. So if he got at it, that wouldn't be a problem at all. Funky Kong, of course, he makes sense. He's literally in Mario Kart Wii. He's the king of that game, so he wouldn't be a problem. And then King K. Rool, who has also been in some Mario spin-offs. One of his last appearances is Mario Superstar Baseball, so I don't think he would be that big of an ask at all. Like, I'd love to see King K. Rool in a Mario Kart game. Like, he's been in other Mario spin-offs before. He's a pretty significant character with the DK franchise. He's a villain, so that would be really cool to get on the roster to like balance it out. So no, there's no problem with K. Rool either. And then of course we have Wiggler, Warrior, Waluigi, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Dry Bones, Bowser Jr. Not problems. And yeah, I agree. The whole relevant stuff, like with Smash and Mario Kart, is a stupid requirement. Like a character shouldn't have to be like in every game ever that's popular just to be featured in a Mario game. It's stupid to me. Like by that logic, we wouldn't have even seen Pauline again because like Odyssey was her big revitalization as a character. And if they didn't put her in that just because oh she's an older character, then we wouldn't have gotten her back. So you see how dumb that sounds? Oh man. But let's continue our talk. So next up is Foreman Spike. So he's another weird character. And he is kind of a bit weirder than the others because he really is only back because of the Mario movie. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I even really knew much about Foreman Spike before, obviously Mario movie talk started. But if he came back in a Mario Kart game, I don't think that would be a problem. I think it would actually be really cool to see him get another modern appearance in something like Mario Kart, and that like kickstart him appearing in more stuff. Like, I don't think that would be a problem at all for people. Like especially if they want to do Mario movie cross promotion stuff. Like I have a big feeling that's why Kamek made it into the final spots for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe roster because of his big role in the movie. So if Foreman Spike got a spot on the roster, I don't think that would be a problem at all. And then we have Kamek, the Kooplings. I find it hilarious the Kooplings are still here. Like of all the things people complained about, like why the Kooplings are still here, as separate slots. Now, to be fair, speaking of the Kooplings, before we move on continuing to break this down, there was an argument about whether the Kooplings should stay separate slots or whether they should share one with Bowser Jr. Here's my take. I think they should share one with Bowser Jr. only because it would make the roster look more clean. Like the problem with the Kooplings is they just take up so much room on the roster, and it just makes it look a bit weird and unbalanced. Like I guess you could give them obviously a whole role, like put Bowser Jr. down there with the Kooplings, and I don't think that would be a problem. Or put them in a menu UI with Bowser Jr. But if you did that, then yeah, I don't think it would be a problem. Like I don't think they need to be reskins per se, because in my Mario Kart series I said that you could make them reskins, but obviously that makes them look awkward if they're reskins of Junior, because look at how they look in Smash. Like they're all the same size there, and it looks weird and awkward, kinda. I mean, at least they got him in somehow, but yeah. I am a Koopaling defender. I do not think they are a problem. Like, when it came to their inclusion in the base Mario Kart 8 roster, I never thought it was bad in of itself. It's just ridiculous that the Koopalings were the only original characters of that roster. They were literally the only original characters for the Mario Kart 8 base roster. Everyone else was freaking Baby Rosalina, Baby, oh not Baby, Pink Gold Peach. So yeah, I can see how people grew to hate the Koopalings, but like I don't have a beef with them like that. And I think they took the babies out of here, which that's a hot take I had in my Mario Kart video series. I said that I didn't want to keep the babies, so I'm not bothered at all. Like I can understand, some people being bothered, and maybe we could keep like a few of them. But nah, bruh. Like if it were up to me, I'd Phano snap them with no mercy. I don't know how y'all in the chat feel, but y'all let me know. if you prefer the baby characters or not, because I certainly don't care. Alright, next we have Nabbit. He's here, and again, he's another one that's in freaking Mario Kart Tour, so he is not that big of an ask at all. He is literally in Mario Kart Tour, so the people who were clowning on people saying he looked like a 𝗀𝘂𝗶𝗰, he's even already in a Mario Kart roster. It's not a big ask. You're stupid. And same with Poochie. Now let's see who else is in the bottom row. I'm trying to see. Okay, so the bottom row, the last few characters, I think are the ones that like really triggered people because these are a lot of the where the deep cut characters were. Like the ones above were kind of deep cuts, but not really. But this last row here with Poochie, I think this is the row that like really got Twitter super heated. So we have 𝗀𝘁𝗿𝗃 here. And I don't think 𝗀𝘁𝗍 is a big ass at all. He's in the Luigi's Mansion games. He literally was in Luigi's Mansion free, which sold like crazy. So he's a character people definitely would recognize. Like he isn't exactly my most requested kind of Mario character, but I would be more than fine with 𝗀𝘁𝗍 being playable. And if we're gonna throw like old people in there, throw Toadsworth in there too. If Nintendo wants to keep acknowledging he exists, but man, that's a whole different topic right there. Captain Syrup is here, which I think is really cool. Like Warrior Land deserves a bone, bruh. Warrior Land deserves something. Like they've just left that series so dead, and having her back in Mario Kart would be really cool. So I don't think it would be a problem to have Captain Syrup. Maybe she should definitely get like an appearance in a new Warrior Land first, just so that people know who the heck she is beforehand. But if you just threw her in the Mario Kart, I think that would be fine too. Mona is another character that I don't think is a big ass because literally not only is there a WarioWare game on Switch, but there's another one coming out. So like she is on a lot of Switch games right now. Like she's literally on two in terms of WarioWare. So she's not some crazy unrecognizable character that has no relevancy to the Switch because she's literally going to be in the new WarioWare. So I don't know what Twitter people were smoking saying she'd be some unrecognizable big ask of a character. And then the last three here are obviously the RPG characters, who are obviously probably the most obscure of the obscure because the truth of the matter is the Mario RPGs are probably some of the lesser known Mario games. But here's my argument. If you put them and give in other games and give them a chance to shine, they wouldn't be so obscure. Like imagine that. Imagine actually promoting other characters and that, actually making them more relevant. Crazy, huh? And I think the three he picked here specifically is like Vivian, Thoughtful, and Geno, which is like a random set of RPG characters, but a set I would be more than fine with. Like Thoughtful, he's an iconic Mario villain. Like, and he's one that's like lasted between multiple games. Bowser's Inside Story. He was in Superstar Saga. Like, and he even has a smaller role in Partners in Time. Like, he's in the whole Mario and Luigi original trilogy. So I don't think it would be too bad to have him. Like, if Mario and Luigi's not coming back, well, that sucks. He might not have a future in terms of that. But I don't think Thoughtful would be a big deal. Then obviously we have Geno, and it's so funny. People are like saying he's some irrelevant character to add when he literally just got a remake announced. He literally just got there's a reason I have Laughing Geno on the side here as like my GIF, because it's accurate to how I'm reacting to these people freaking out about him being on this roster. He is literally going to be in a new game, well, quote unquote new game. And yet people are still saying, like, it would be stupid to add him to Mario Kart. Why, though? And then Vivian is here, which I guess that's a character, like, we don't know if we're going to see her again, like, in a new Paper Mario, but I wouldn't mind seeing her in a Mario spin-off. And yeah, Talene, there is no excuse for Geno anymore. Well, here's the thing. I could understand Nintendo being weird with Geno in terms of appearances because, again, we got to remember he is owned by Square Enix. Like that's part of the reason I didn't have him on my fan made Mario Kart roster. Like that's part of the reason I didn't have him on mine because he's owned by Square Enix. So he's probably like the character with the least, one of the least likely chances in terms of being featured in a new Mario Kart or new Mario spin-off. Like Nintendo can't just throw him in this stuff whenever they want because part of his rights are owned by Square and some other folks. And yeah, copyright can be a pain. I feel that. But yeah, in summary, there is nothing wrong with this roster at all. Twitter was just being Twitter and being dumb as it usually is. End of story. Now, I do agree that some of the cuts that they made in order to make this roster were kind of a bit extra. Like, I don't think we need to cut a bunch of, like, a bunch of these characters. Like, I don't mind there being, like, some smaller enemy characters. I don't mind that. I don't think we need to kill off the crossover characters because I think the crossover Mario Kart characters are overhated. Like I swear, people, Mario Kart fans, like the purists, they really do not like the crossover characters, and it's like, okay, like I get you don't want Mario Kart to become Nintendo Kart, but like, you're really gonna rank a character like Link or Inkling below Pink Gold Peach, Honey Queen, Baby Rosalina? Like, what is going on out here? Like, they're not worse than those characters. Like, again, I can understand you want a priority on more Mario universe newcomers to the Mario Kart series and other Mario spin-offs, but I don't mind having crossover characters here. Like, it's funny to see Link, race along all these Mario characters. It's cool to have characters like the villager and the Inkling and who else. So yeah, I don't have a problem with crossover characters. But that's my breakdown of the roster. I don't think I have really much else to say in terms of that. So I'm going to get it off the screen. But yeah, I just really needed to rant and break that down because that was like a really annoying discussion on Twitter. Let me look on my feed and see if there was something else that ticked me off. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about on this site, but not really. I posted my roster, but y'all, again, if y'all want to see my roster in full, you can go watch my next Mario Kart Talk series where I like explain, the logic behind all my picks and that sort of stuff. The problem with mine is it might have a bit too many characters, but I don't think it's too big of an ass, especially if like the next Mario Kart is gonna be mostly similar to 8 and build off of the same engine. I think it's fair to ask that they bring back a lot of the characters that we had. Like I don't think they should do a Mario Kart Ultimate for the next Mario Kart, but I definitely think they should have a decent bit of cool veterans on top of cool newcomers that actually come from the Mario universe. Like that's what I want for a Dream Mario Kart roster. This image I made of who's gonna be the Wave 6 playable characters. Yeah, we got like 2 slots for Wave 6, and I am 100% convinced it's gonna be Diddy, Pauline, or Funky, unless we get like more than 2. Like I'm 100% convinced it's gonna be 2 of those free. Though there is a chance Nintendo pulls a Nintendo and they have like one of the characters be, I don't know, 𝗀𝗂𝗶𝗰, Nabbit, or something like that. Or they do something crazy like bring back Rob, but nah, I think it's safe to say we're gonna see Pauline, Diddy, or Funky. I don't know what y'all think on that, but that's what my gut is telling me. If I'm wrong on that, well, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I did pick up Mario RPG again, but I don't know, like that crashing is annoying, and I don't want to keep making y'all go through that. So I might just call it a night in terms of this playthrough, and then when I find an emulator that's not gonna crash a million times over, we can stream this again. Plus, we're almost to 2 hours anyway, and I wasn't really planning to stream for that long tonight anyway. The 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗺 says, and if that's the case, maybe announce a new DK to coincide with it. Yeah, like it seems like the last two characters might be DK characters, and since the next wave might be in the next direct, if they like announce something like a DK game, that would be a good tie-in thing. I don't know if a DK game is going to be this year though, because again, we have like a new 2D Mario this year and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if the new DK is going to be this year. Like I know people are thirsting for it. I get it. I definitely understand the first for a new DK game, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, in terms of Sonic stuff, don't worry, I'll come back to Sonic in due time. I'm not necessarily in a mood to. Of course, maybe I'll do I'll review Sonic Prime Season 2 if I manage to watch that with my friend. But otherwise, don't expect much in terms of that. Oh, I'm actually seeing some roster talk on Twitter right now. We got a tweet from Reese saying, while I'm not a big fan of crossover characters in Mario Kart and would prefer characters from the extended Mario universe to be added to the roster, I would absolutely defend Kirby, a Pikmin rep, or Pac-Man if they were ever added to the roster. Again, I don't have a beef with crossover characters. Like, I think it would be cool to get a character like freaking, I don't know, Captain Falcon in Mario Kart. But, there's definitely some I think that would be a priority over others, which is obviously the extended Mario Universe cast, like more Kongs, WarioWare characters, characters from some of the obscure Mario games, stuff like that. That's obviously what I would love to see prioritized in a Mario Kart roster. But I don't mind, other characters like Nintendo characters. Kirby especially, I feel like almost every Mario Kart fan would be okay with Kirby. Like I swear, ever since that Rosalina Smash trailer, we've all been like thirsting for Kirby in Mario Kart. I feel like we all just subconsciously want it. Pikmin rep? I'm not. I don't know. 𝘀𝘂𝗺𝗏 is not up there in terms of the character I want in Mario Kart. I do when I think of Mario Kart and racing, like I do not think of 𝘀𝘂𝗺𝗏. Like I'd accept it because 𝘀𝘂𝗺𝗏 is cool. I don't got like beef with Pikmin or anything, but like he's definitely a weird choice for sure. If that happens, that's definitely some Miyamoto bias right there because he loves Pikmin. And Pac-Man obviously would be a big one because he's like synonymous with the arcade Mario Kart games. Like he basically represents those. So if he got into mainline Mario Kart, that's basically what he'd be representing. So I would be more than happy with Pac-Man. Scrolling by my feed, seeing what else is going on. There's like all sorts of little art for the final DLC slide, and it's like really cool and cute to me. But yeah, I don't think I have much else to say for this stream really. The 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗏, is there any topics left you think I should give some input on? I wanted to play more Super Luigi RPG, but I will need to fix my emulator first, and then I'll play more of that game. Plus, not that people showed out to this stream, so I'm probably gonna have to find a different day to do it. Like maybe I'll try Friday next time, so we can see if more people come out for it. Like I definitely understand what you're saying, but yeah, I think we should do it a different day. But to those who did come out for this stream, I really do appreciate it. The 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗏, Gani, and anyone else. What do you think about the Pokemon rumors related to Unova? Yeah, I've been talking about those in the chat. My mindset with Pokemon right now is definitely not in the best state because like Pokemon is a weird series, you know. Scarlet and Violet is a game that I just thought was like not absolutely terrible. Like it didn't infuriate me, but like I just wish the game was so much better than it was, especially in terms of like quality. And then obviously still really disappointed from Sinnoh remakes. So the idea of getting Unova remakes is like, although there's at least a smaller chance they'll screw up Unova remakes because unlike with Diamond and Pearl, to where like removing the platinum elements really hurt those remakes, you could get away with not having Black 2, White 2 elements in a Black and White remake because Black and White and Black 2 and White 2 are technically separate games rather than like a definitive version of a game that boost a previous version. Like if Black and White lacks elements from Black 2 and White 2, then I don't think that'll be a problem. But regardless, I still don't know if I'd want to see, Game Freak or whoever remake those games because it just feels like it'll feel lesser to the originals. And the community is just going to do nothing but compare and whine about it, and I just don't want to go through that, man. I just don't. The Talene says they just won't stop rushing these titles because of money. Yeah, it's the sad truth. It's a little more complicated than that. Also, like there's some other factors into it as well, but that's definitely one of the biggest problems for sure. Like I really do love Pokemon. It's one of my favorite franchises. But man, 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 I hope it gets it together. Like I'm really lacking passion for series like Pokemon and Sonic. Like a lot of people have been wondering why I've been talking about Mario so much lately on my Twitter. And part of the reason is simply that Mario is probably like my number one franchise right now, like next to Kirby. Like obviously Kirby hasn't disappointed me yet. So Mario and Kirby are like my top favorite franchises right now. Like I used to be really passionate about Sonic. I used to make content on Sonic all the time, but I am just losing that passion for Sonic. I'm losing that passion for Pokemon because their series are just not in good place for me right now. Like I'll always love the series as they are, of course, but they just gotta revitalize a lot of things for me. But yeah, we'll call this part one of the Super Luigi RPG stream. But I'm not doing a part two until I solve this SNES emulator thing because it's so ridiculous that it crashed so many times. Like I could not like play the game two steps without it crashing. That's crazy to me. Like it didn't crash while I was playing GameCube games and the literal Switch games, so I don't know why it's acting weird tonight. So once I get that solved, I'll stream this game again, which is why we're talking about random nonsense like Mario Kart rosters and Pokemon of all things. But yeah, I got nothing else I want to talk about. The main things I wanted to talk about obviously was the Mario Kart stuff. I wanted to stream Super Luigi RPG, and we'll definitely try and do more stuff later. For my next upload, I'm probably gonna talk about Sonic Superstars or either Sonic Prime Season 2. One of those two things. I'll be definitely be back with Sonic, but I could deteriorate into other areas. There might be something else I do instead. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I just wanted to do this stream to, make up for the lack of uploads. So, thank you guys who came out for this stream. I'm sorry that it didn't go exactly as planned. Hopefully I can improve it next time, but I'm pretty much done for the night. So I'm gonna call it a night. Peace out, folks.